Thorny 12. Now, many people have been asking me how to install a failsafe one just like this into their RC vehicles. Now, actually, installing a failsafe, it is very simple. First thing is, of course, you need to buy a failsafe. Now, what a failsafe does is if your model actually goes out of control, it loses range, or there's a fault of some kind with the radio or the transmitter, what will happen is this one here will actually kick in with its default settings and lock the brakes on your RC vehicle, so that basically it will come to a nice safe halt and will stop the vehicle from rushing off somewhere and going out of control. So many people have been asking me, how do you install a failsafe? So it's very simple. You need to locate your receiver. Now, the receiver is part of the electronic system. It receives the radio waves from the transmitter here, and then instructs your servos on what to do. Servos are the steering servos and the throttle servo here. So locate your receiver and remove the casing. Now, your receiver is normally found right here. So you can pull out the receiver very easily. All you need to do is pull it out from here. There we are. There's my receiver. Now, on your receiver you've got 2 channels and 1 battery thing here. Now, here is the battery. The battery one is normally at the bottom of the 3, and the steering is usually the middle one, and the throttle servo is normally the top one. Now, depending on what you want to do, you can actually install a failsafe onto either of the 2 channels. You can install it onto the steering, for example. Perhaps you want the steering to change if your model goes out of control, or you can adjust the throttle. For this demonstration, I'm going to install it onto the throttle system. So then I'm going to set it so that if there's a fault, the brakes will lock on and my RC vehicle will not get damaged. So let's look at the failsafe. Here we have the one end here, and here we have the actual failsafe system in the middle, and here we have the other end. So the first step of installing it is you need to remove the throttle servo plug from your receiver, and then take this end of your failsafe and install it, plug it into there. Now you can plug this end into the receiver compartment. There. Now, if we look on the failsafe, you have a button. It says set above it. Now, in order to set this, you need to get something very thin, something very small-ended, which you can actually put into here, which will actually fit and press the small button on. So, for this situation, I'm going to use a very small Allen key. I am using a 1.5mm hex wrench. That fits in there perfectly. So, turn on your electronic system, and on here you will see there are 2 lights. In order to set your failsafe system correctly, it is very simple. What you need to do is hold up the brake like that, then hold your failsafe button on the set button for 3 seconds. There we are. Now it's set. So Now everything's working fine, and then if our system fails or the transmitter runs out batteries or something, you see the brakes have locked on. You'll also notice when it is activated that there will be a red light on here.